Hi, I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies, and I want to look at today the Samick new target range of bows. They've just come into the store and I want to go through them and show you. We're not going to shoot them, it's just a basic introduction. We are going to do a review on each of the products. Now, in the past, back when I was a young archer, I used to shoot a Samick Ultra and I shot really well with it. And back in the 1990s, Samick was a huge range. A lot of the gold medals were shot with Samicks. They had limbs which were regarded as the best in the industry, very fast, and they had huge success. In recent years that's faded away and you really don't see a lot of Samick, but this year they're sort of trying to make a comeback, and so I want to show you the bows. This is a Samick Ideal. It's at the bottom of the range. It weighs 1,040 grams. International fitting limbs, so you can wind the bow up and down there, just loosen off the limb bolt at the back. You can change the position on the limbs left to right through a push-pull method on the sides here, so pushing and pulling. It comes in a whole heap of colors, left and right-handed. Now this is a cast riser, so it comes in, this is the white, the yellow. Now I think these colors look absolutely amazing. I really like the design of the riser. It's nice and light. The grip is comfortable. Price point on this riser, priced at 140 Australian dollars. Now this is the metallic grey or metal grey. It's a kind of a shiny look. It's a nice looking, almost mirror kind of finish. Very pretty. The paintwork is honestly fantastic. Now back years ago when I shot the Samick Ultra, that was a painted riser and it looked fantastic. They used to do two color process. You can see it shine. Look, it's just fantastic how it shines. They used to do a two-part color and it just faded in, faded out. It looked fantastic. This is the blue. Look how brilliant that stands out. Now at the bottom end of the line, Samick has got a heap of competition. So we're going to compare the other competitors at this price point. Now I will point out that you may say I've got a biased view, which is perfectly fine because I did get the Australian distributorship for Samick. But I try and be honest, and you can make your own assessment of what's a better coloured riser and all the rest of it. This red to me is brilliant. It's a candy apple red. This is the colour I want my car painted in, and it's just absolutely stunning. You cannot see a defect on it, and this riser is priced around 150. Now let's just compare risers that compete against this riser. So I'm going to compare it to the BR. This is the BR riser. I think it retails for about 130. The paintwork looks nice. I think this is a nicer looking riser. I think there's more work in it. I think the grip's a little bit better. The riser is, yeah, the grip's a little bit better in the Samick. Feels a little bit nicer. So that's the BR. Now the BR I think sells for 130. It's not a bad riser. International fitting limbs, that's the bottom of the line. Fivics make a nice bow. I think this is around the 200. Now I'm going to say the paintwork is nicer on the Samick. It's glossier on the Samick, but I do really like the grip on the Fivics. It's more of a rubber grip, so it's more of a... The Samick is a hard plastic, if that makes sense. This feels like more of a soft plastic. It feels like it's got more of a texture to it. And the Fivics is definitely a higher grip, so you've got to like the higher grip. The Fivics riser on the, the Crossin Xena, I think sells for around $180, $190. The Cartel Phantom riser, $170. To me, the paintwork is not as good on this as the Samick, and there's more work in the Samick riser. The Samick to me feels a little bit lighter. The grip is better on the Samick in my opinion. The grip in the Cartel is a little bit softer. This is the Win & Win Axiom. Now we're going to compare. This is like a fire engine red, and this is like a candy apple red. I think the Samick looks a nicer riser. They're both international fitting limbs. They both have a push-pull system. The Axiom sells for about 170, this 150. I think I've pretty much covered all the bottom level bows, but to me this looks a little bit nicer, the Samick. So you're going to say now, okay, I've chosen the Samick riser, let's have a look at the Samick limbs to fit onto this. Now you can fit any international fitting limb you want to this riser, but let's look at the Samick. Let's look at the Samick ideal limb, which is what you fit to it. And this is the Samick ideal limb. It retails for about $150, $140. It's a fiberglass foam limb, so foam core. Now at $150 for a foam core, this is pretty much the cheapest of all the foam core limbs. International fitting limbs, serial number there. Graphics look nice on the back. This is a nice looking limb. Now it fits with a really nice high quality looking riser at under $300. To me this is a bargain. Now you can fit these limbs with any of the other bows on the market. Other limbs to compete with this, the cheapest from Win and Win would be a foam limb, about $200. Crossan have a limb, sorry I can't remember the price on it because it's only just new, it just arrived at the same time as these. BR have a foam limb at the same price as this. So you've got to, I think this limb's a little bit better finished than the Big Rock Archery foam limb, which is also the same price. So really there's nothing cheaper, and I think the quality of this limb as far as the finish is top notch. It looks, the limb tips all look nice, so I'm really going to be interested to have a shot with these limbs. So, and once again, they're made in Korea versus made in China. Whether that's a big deal for you or not, that's another question, but to me they look nice. Now with Samick, they've got some bows in the intermediate range. Now I chose to avoid those because I didn't see there was enough of a jump up in quality from the ideal to the next level. So they had the Athlete, and another one. I was like, well, there's really not enough of a jump, so we'll jump straight to the top line. So these are the top line Samick recurve risers. They have two, which is one's called the Ultra and one's called the Masters, which Samick has been running since 1990s, that name. Now let's have a look at them. Now this is the Ultra riser. So this is the riser I used to shoot back in 1994 when I was keen to make the Olympic team, which is a whole other story. Which obviously never happened, but I was training every day for it. But it's got a wood grip. Now this wood grip feels exactly the same as the Ultra has always felt. It's a fantastic feeling grip. It's a straight wood grip, but I'm going to say the finish on the Ultra today is such a step down on what it was in 1994 when I used to shoot this riser. This is the red, and I'm going to make a point again that it is so important to get the right colors when anodizing a finish, and in my opinion this is the wrong color red. It needs to be a deeper red, and I'm going to grab you the red I think this should be if Samick was going to produce an anodized riser, which I don't think they should. So let's, in my opinion, if you're going to do a red, it should be that red, like a wine burgundy red. This is all personal opinion, and I actually sort of don't mind that one as well. You can see the difference is not much. The Fivix is just a little bit darker than the Samick. I think the Samick's too pinky. But I'm going to go back again. This is a top quality recurve riser. It's machined alloy. It's meant to be for an Olympian. This to me falls short on the appearance. So I think Samick should be painting these risers like they used to, with 2 tones or 3 tones, very much like Win and Win do with their risers. Make the thing gloss, make the thing shine, make it pretty, make it stand out. You could do some fancy paint work, make the bow look $1 million. To me, this anodizing is really selling the product short. It looks cheap. It may shoot great, but to me it looks cheap. You do not know this is an Olympic quality riser when I see it. In fact, if I look at the ideal riser from Samick, I think that thing looks amazing. I think it looks $1 million. This to me, it doesn't look $1 million. So I'm a little bit disappointed. Now they do this riser in a whole bunch of different anodizing. They also do it in a paint. They do it in a white paint. So if I was going to shoot this riser, I am absolutely 100% guaranteed I'm going to get the white. And since I probably want to have a shot with this, I'm definitely going to get the white one because I'm not happy with the color of this riser. I'm not happy with the finish of it. But the grip itself feels fantastic, and I'm sure this is a really solid riser. The Ultra riser has always been very solid, and I've never had a problem with Ultra risers breaking, or no problems whatsoever. So I'm sure the riser's solid. It just doesn't look like $1 million. Now, back when Samick had the Ultra riser, they wanted to produce a newer, improved, more expensive riser. And they came out with the Samick Masters. The Samick Masters was a forged machine riser. The Ultra was just a straight machine riser. So the forging makes the riser stronger, and this is the Masters now. Now this is still an anodized finish. This is the green. It's a wood grip. The wood grip feels exactly the same as the Ultra. In fact, it probably feels a little bit wider. I don't know if that's my imagination or not. But it's a wood grip. It feels comfortable. Now, once again, in the past, I'm going to hopefully show a picture of what the Masters used to look like in paint. To me, the anodizing is not impressive. You can see here, machining lines. It's rough. Down here, machining lines. Now this riser and the Ultra retails at the same price at about $630. So it's definitely less than the Win risers. But let's talk about what the riser actually looks like. Now this is the Win machine riser. Look at that finish. It's shiny, it's pretty. And this is it a $1,000 riser? Like, I don't know, it may be an $800, $900 riser. So this Samick riser is cheaper. The Samick riser may be a better riser to shoot than the Win, but it just doesn't look it. It just doesn't look the piece. Now the other thing that happened with the Samick Masters versus the Samick Ultra, back in the day, the Samick Ultra had a limb pocket. So it wasn't part. The Masters was actually combined. You can see this is combined. The same as the new Ultra, it's actually combined. They sell for the same price. So that's the green. Look, it's not bad, but I'm not running out to buy one. And I'm the distributor. I should be shooting this, but I'm not going, wow, I love the look of this bow, I've got to have one. It's just, but at a price point of $630, it's not a bad price point. So, but I just think with a nice paint job, this thing could look $1 million and look great and make people want to buy it. And that's what you need for a top quality recurve. You want people to look at it and go, wow, that thing looks awesome. Just hear some machining. So, now Samick was famous for their limbs. They developed their limbs with the help of a university back in the day, and they had a lot of materials in there which were revolutionary, and it really set the stage. Samick today produced the bottom of the line ideal limb, which is a fiberglass foam limb. They've then got a carbon foam limb, which is called the extreme limb, which I'm going to show you. So this is a carbon foam limb. It retails for around $200. I'm going to check that just to make sure I'm correct. $230. Look, these graphics look fantastic. Samick looks brilliant here. Like, the graphics, are they as good as Win? Every bit as good as Win as far as the graphics. They're as good as Hoyt. Absolutely, these things look like a racing motorbike. They look fantastic. You can fit them on any bow. And at $230 for foam, carbon limbs, these are great value. It's just the top quality risers are just missing the whole race sports bike look, and I need the sports bike look. So limbs, these limbs I think are great price at $230, and you can fit them to any bow at all in any lineup. The toe point unison, these things would look awesome on. The toe point unison machine riser sells for about $240. That's a nice looking riser. And just to make my point, I grabbed the unison. This is the limb. Clips together nicely. Look, that looks awesome. It's a nice looking setup. It looks, you've got a nice quality riser here. You've got nice quality looking limbs at a price of under $500. It's a bargain. Now these are the limbs that I'm really excited about from Samick. Samick produced 2 top quality limbs. This is a Samick Extreme C limb, I'm pretty sure. I'm hoping I got that right. One is the foam core and one's a wood core. Now, I always recommend the foam core. They use, I'm going to get this wrong, it's a 3K carbon on the outside. Then they have a UHD carbon, I don't know what that means, but they've got 2 layers of carbon in this limb. Now in the past, Samick limbs were extremely fast, and I think they were about 4 pounds faster than the equivalent limbs. And what I want to do is I want to test these limbs compared to the top of the line Win and Win $1,000 limb. Now these limbs, the Samick Extreme Recurve limb retails for $790. Now if these are anywhere near as good as they used to be, that's going to be a steal on the market, and it's well worth checking out. You can see the carbon in the back. The quality of this looks awesome. It's a nice looking limb. Just damn those risers, the top risers, I just want them looking better. And maybe with a paint white it would look good, and maybe that's what I need to order. So, but these limbs look awesome, and what I want to do is I want to run a speed test with these limbs compared to the top quality Win and Win limb and see which one's faster. And you're going to say, why do you care which one's faster? Because with a recurve bow, you're looking for speed because you're limited to speed. It's not like a compound where you're shooting 300 feet per second. Recurve bow, you're going to be shooting 220s, 214s, and you're basically going up in poundage to create more energy. If you can get energy out of the limb and have it be nice and consistent, well, that's a good thing, especially if it's cheaper. So I'm really keen to have a try with these limbs and see how they compare. So that's the basic Samick target setup. I'm really keen to have a shot with the Ideal, really keen to have a shot with the Ultra and the Masters. Now, given the Masters is a forged machine riser, I'd probably be looking that way, but I do prefer the grip on the Ultra, and that could just be in my head. But the Ultra grip felt, to me, slightly better. So that's Samick. Take a look at it. We'll see how sales go. But I'm going to do some reviews of actually shooting these bows, comparing them, seeing what the different limbs, speeds on the different limbs compare. The Ideal speed versus the carbon speed. It's $50 difference in price, or $50, $80 difference in price. Is it worth getting the carbon limb versus the fiberglass limb? But overall, I think Samick is well priced in the market. I would just like to see their top line quality, their top quality Masters and Ultra risers look like a race bike. Sports bike, that's what I want them to look like. But their limbs are just, their graphics are outstanding, and hopefully that fixes up. I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies. I hope that's been informative, and hopefully this weekend we'll get a chance to try out the new Samick target recurves. Thanks for watching. Bye.